Here's a very quick tutorial on how to play the tune Chariots of Fire on the ukulele. My ukulele is tuned to the standard tuning, which is A, E, C, G. Or if you go the other way, it's the All Dogs Have Fleas tuning. So standard tuning is in a pretty scary key, which is D flat, but don't let that worry you because I'm not going to show you in musical notation. I'm going to use a very simple code. If I want you to play the first fret of the C string, I put 1 C on the music. So that's that note there, first fret, just behind the first fret of the C string, play the C string. If I want you to play the second fret of the E string, I put 2 E, which is there, 4 E is there. And in this tune, it's all in the first 4 frets of the instrument. So the finger number that you use is the same as the fret number. So if it's the first fret of the C, use your first finger. If it's the second fret of the E, use your second finger. If it's the fourth fret of the E, use your fourth finger. Third fret, third finger, that sort of thing. Make sure you know the names of the strings. That's going to be crucial for you to understand this. So the string nearest the floor is the A string. One up from that is E, string number 2 if you like. One up from that is C, and the string nearest to you is G, which is just a tone below string 1. So string 1 and string 4 are only a tone apart. A, E, C, G. Now, if you wanted to do the intro, it's just one note, which is 1 C, first fret of the C string, played over and over and over again. If you ever seen the video of Rowan Atkinson, if you're from the UK, you might remember the Olympics where he just played one note on the synthesizer, and that's it, over and over and over again. Okay, but that goes on for hours. You probably get very bored with that. But the A part is essentially 2 little phrases with a couple of tiny changes. So here's your first couple of bars of the A part. So it's 1 C, so first fret of the C string, first finger. I'm just playing the string with my thumb. You can play it with the plectrum or your finger if you like that. I'm just using the thumb because I'm holding the instrument up like that, so it's more comfortable. So first finger close to the fret, not on it, press hard. That's your first note. And then you've got these 3 notes in brackets, and you look through the piece, you'll see lots of that. And every time you see that, it's this triplet, this very obvious triplet in the tune, which sounds like this. So it's 3 notes played across where 2 would normally come. So it gives you that stagger feel, that da. Happens an awful lot, doesn't it? So it's 2E, second fret of the E string, 4E, fourth fret of the E string, 1A, first fret of the A string. So finger 2, finger 4, finger 1. And that's why the 3 is written above to remind you it's a triplet. So with the 1 C just before it, that takes care of the first bar, and then you've got 4E and 1E. Fourth fret of the E, first fret of the E, finger 4, finger 1. So there's your first 2 bars. Now you notice the 1 C is not written at the beginning of the bar because it's 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you can see that the next 2 bars are almost the same. But this time you only play the 4E in the second bar, you don't go down to the 1E. So those first 4 bars, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And then the next 2 bars are the same as the first 2. So essentially that's all one phrase, isn't it? And the last phrase is different. Now this is 1E, so first fret of the E string. So that's the second string up from the floor, first finger, then the second fret of the E string, 2E, back to the first fret of the E, then back to the first fret of the C, which you play once, and then again in the beginning of the next bar. So that's end phrase, those last 2 bars. Now you can see 2 dots and then 2 lines. That's just the way I've written the repeat. So you're going to play those 8 bars again. Okay, now I mean, there will be some people who will be tempted to just move one finger up and down, but I would advise against that. Try and use your first finger behind the first fret, second finger behind the second fret, third finger behind the third fret, fourth finger behind the fourth fret. Fingers 1, 2, 3 and 4 in frets 1, 2, 3, 4. That's good training. So that's the A part. Let's move on to the B part, which again is essentially just two phrases. Starts like this. So it's 4A, fourth fret of the A string, little finger, and then the triplet. Happens every time, you see. So it's 3A, 1A, 4E. So 4A, and then 3A, 1A, 4E. And then you've got 3A, 4E, 1A, 2E, and then 4E. And that's leading into the next line. So those first two bars, and then of course you're into the 4E on the next line. Then you've got the 4A and the triplet again, but the 4A is later than you think it's going to be. So if I play from the beginning of the B part, you'll understand what I mean. Wait. See? Da 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 da. Not da 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 da, but da 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 da. See? So the 4A there is very close to that triplet. Let's play those first four bars again of the B part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And it's the same again. Okay, so that is the same as the beginning, and then you got, it's the same ending that you put on the A part. 1E, 2E, 1E, and then two 1Cs. So 1E, first fret of the E string, 2E, second fret of the E string, 1E, first fret of the E string, 1C, first fret of the C string, and then again that note in the next bar. Now, it goes again exactly the same with one slight change. See there, not late. So first time it went, wait, see, da da da. But this time, straight in. See, and apart from that, it's exactly the same. So if I play the whole of the B part, you'll hear it's two matching halves with just that that note that's earlier the second time through. So here's the whole of the B part. Okay, straight in that time. And then you'll go back to the A part. So that is basically it. I mean, obviously it repeats loads and loads of times. You've got that note that just drills all the way through the intro, but that essentially is it. Just a simple tune, an A part and a B part repeated over and over again in the key, like I say, a D flat major, which is pretty scary, but it's no problem when you're reading my code. So just to go over that again, the code works in this way. You need to know the names of the strings A, E, C and G. A, E, C, G. So on my music, if it says 1C, that's the first fret of the C string. Play the C string, obviously put your finger behind the first fret of the C string, play the C string. If it says 2E, it's second fret of the E string, second finger, play the E string. If it says 4E, fourth fret of the E string, fourth finger, play the E string. And all those notes in the brackets, those sets of three notes in the brackets with the tiny 3 on top, they're all triplets. They're all that da, da, da sort of staggered feel. I'm sure if you're looking at this video, you know this tune really well, so I don't think the timing will be a problem. And if you learn it in this way, you'll be able to play along with the actual recording by Vangelis, which is in this key. Hope you find that useful.